Is it time? Is it time yet? Oh, it just clicked over. 7 o'clock. That means it's time. That means it's time. It's time for Order 42. What's up, everybody? I'm Rob, and I don't have that kind of energy. Bungholio tail? What? Ricky's here, and Caleb's here. Caleb missed last week. I don't even know what to say, other than sorry you weren't here. But anyway, how's it going, everybody? It's good to see you. I know I'm a day late, but look, I was tired, man. I was tired. This weekend was nuts, man. There was just so much going on, and got in at 3:30 in the morning. I was very tired. In fact, I slept, let's see, I went to bed around 4, for like 4:15, something like that. And then I woke up, just woke up at 9 and then went back to sleep and then was just like, all day yesterday. So I apologize for missing the stream. But I'm glad I'm here. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And Bucho is here. Welcome. Welcome to Bucho. Bucho. I don't know. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Work sucked last week. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. You know, yeah. I mean, it's good that you have priorities. Work instead of, coming over here and having some fun. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Messing with your Steam Deck. I got to play with the Steam Deck this weekend. It was pretty freaking cool. I kind of need one. I don't need one. I kind of want one, Denizens of the Rob chat. Yes. Welcome to all. Toasty. So yeah. I don't know. Should we just get started? Going through stuff? Doing the thing? I think so. By the way, this is really nothing to do with anything other than I was happy to see it. Clicked over this weekend. 2,400 subs. That's nuts, man. That is nuts. You just don't you don't understand how much I appreciate that. Like, that's one of those things where I don't even know. I just don't get it. I appreciate it, but holy crap, that's just nuts. So thank you for the I know, dang close to 2,500. I can't believe it. It's like, dude, 4 months ago I was at 312. Well, almost 5 months now, but still, it's crazy. It's crazy. And yes, Caleb, I know. Carbonite, welcome. I see you there. Eyes on you. Okay. But welcome. But yeah, I don't know. It's nuts. But yes, Guardians of the Galaxy, I know it. I know I need to play it. There's so many things. Look, if you could look, being famous. I'm not famous. I'm not. I'm just so not. Although I will say it was kind of cool this weekend. 2 people walked up to me saying Order 42, and it was like, man, that's weird. But we'll get to that. I was going to show you. So this is my movie list. Yeah, that's freaking nuts, man. Just movies. I haven't even picked up my Kindle in a week. I've just been too busy. There's been too many things going on. And on top of that, I leave the freaking state, go to Florida. But yeah, not famous at all. It's almost the length of your... Whoa. Whoa. So, let's get started, why don't we, with, maybe a couple of pickups. This is before the whole... I need a vacation? No, I don't need a vacation. I need to plan better. I think that's basically what it is. Rad junk. Let's see it. Well, some of this stuff is look, this is prior to Really Rad Weekend. But yeah, yeah, this is just stuff that I picked up because I'm a dork and I love movies. But first, I mean, yeah, right? I was waiting for this to come out so so I can get it in 4K. By the way, welcome Cosma, by the way. Did I say that? I'm not sure if I did. But welcome Cosma. That's fine. That's fine too. I like pickups. I mean, come on. And Rufus the Red is here. Welcome. In fact, I just remembered I didn't need to change this setting. Okay, I think we're good. Is that the racing movie with the cars and guns? Yes. Now, for those of you who don't know, because this is something that Jay and Yoshi didn't know, I'm a big fan of flying, all the aircraft and stuff. So yeah, Top Gun was my jam back in the day, and this movie's awesome. I mean, who doesn't know that already? You know what I mean? Who doesn't know that already? Yes, I am good, Rufus. I am feeling much better now. Much better. Flying tubes. Don't forget the beach. I mean, the beach scene is pretty awesome. Let's just say it. It's pretty awesome. It was a little chilly in Florida to be able to do that kind of thing, but hey. Now, you guys know that I am big on the Criterion collection. Right now, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, they're pretty much all doing a sale on the Criterion collection. So I picked up a couple. First, Police Story and Police Story 2. I've opened this up, but I haven't actually watched anything yet. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. And then, let's see. Is there a book in here? There is. But yeah, pretty cool. Is that... No, that's... Okay, that's all one piece. Is this a poster? It's a poster. Okay, so it's just a poster of... Huh. It's kind of neat. And then on the back is... Usually they do a book. But in this one, they just have like an essay there. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what I got yesterday was a brand new release for the Criterion Collection. Very excited to see it. Never seen it. I didn't do that right. Something didn't. There we go. There we go. Now it fits perfect. That's a strange... I don't think I've ever seen a Criterion release like this, where it just kind of slips in like that. Kind of neat. But this came out yesterday, and it came in yesterday. The Infernal Affairs. I've been waiting to watch this movie, and I still hadn't watched it. And then when I heard it was coming out in Criterion, the whole trilogy, awesome. Now, so this is a Hong Kong movie, and Martin Scorsese took the first movie and made his own version of it called The Departed. So yeah, I want to see the original. I'm excited for this one. And this one, let's open this up. Pretty cool. When you open this one up, there is a book in it, and the 3 discs are in there. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, the Criterion Collection, look, they do a pretty damn good job. And everything is just... I love the symmetry in the design. You know, it's got the same look and feel across all of their releases. It's great. So again, they're on sale right now if you're interested. You know what I'm saying? There's yeah. Oh, Radjunk just subscribed. Thank you. I appreciate that. And holy crap, Game Dave is here. Sorry, I don't have a fart thing. Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, Police Story, good pickup. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good one. I want to. I've already seen Super Cop, right, and that's Police Story 3. I need to buy that. I just need to buy it. There's actually, I think, like a special edition thing of it. You love all of them. I have all of them. All right then. I'm at the work, so I probably won't be chatterizing much. I will utilize my ear-mounted audio transmission devices to keep up with the hot action on today's streamatron. Okay, well there will be pictures. There will be pictures later. So, dude, the poster shot he did in the movie, I need it. Is that Police Story? And Magnus is here. Welcome, Magnus. Good to see you. I just bought those Police Stories half off, right? I mean it's pretty good. I mean, the list price is $50. This is $25, but yeah, it was $25 when I bought it. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Oh my god. Rad Junk coming in hot. Wow. Just wow. Thank you so much. And it hasn't come through yet for some reason. It comes through in chat with no problems, but my God, thank you. You did not need to do that. Wow. Jeez. Let's see what else. You need membership so we can gift them. Yeah, I guess I'm not big enough yet for that. I think it's at a certain point it will be something that I can turn on. Haven't done that yet. It's not available to me yet. I mean, I seriously just recently got partnered. There it is. Rad Junk with a huge $49.99 super chat. I mean, thank you so much, Rad Junk. That is ridiculous. That is just crazy. So thank you so much. I watched Sleepy Hollow this Halloween. It was Tim Burton unfiltered, a nonstop romp of ghoulish carnage, A rating. I like that movie. It's a good. I really do. I mean, it's not Tim Burton's best movie. It's not Johnny Depp's best movie, but it's very, very entertaining. And look, Christopher Walken, good stuff. It's good stuff. Police Story and Rumble in the Bronx are Jackie Chan's best movies. I mean, Rumble's good. In fact, Rumble in the Bronx is the first Jackie Chan movie I ever saw, and I saw it in the theater when it was released here in the United States. And I've been definitely a fan of Jackie Chan ever since. I've always been, I'm just being honest here. I've always been partial to Jet Li's movies because they're a little more serious. But you can't, look, I mean, who doesn't love Jackie Chan? I mean, seriously, come on. Yeah, it's Police Story when he's on the motorcycle. It's when they're taking pictures of him for promotion. Oh, I see what you mean. I need memberships. I know it. I'm kind of, it's just starting, you know? Like I said, what was it? At the end of June, I had 312 subscribers. So it's just kind of blown up in the last few months. And I think they slowly turn those things on for me. That's not even available to me yet, but hopefully soon. But thank you again, Rad Junk. My gosh, that is crazy. Spend the money on food. Spend the money on some of these Blu-rays. Love Project A and Operation Condor, as well as Drunken Master 2. See, I've never seen the Drunken Masters. I've seen both of those back in the day. But my goal now is, especially after watching the some of the Shawscope movies, I'm like, dude, these are like, martial arts movies are like my comfort food, you know? And I want as many of them as I can get because I love them. So Shawscope Volume 2 is coming out in December, I think. I'm going to have to pick that one up. This is my first Jackie Chan purchase, but there will be more. Oh, yes. There will be more. I'm big enough. You've grown twice that size since I started watching. It's nuts, right? It's nuts. Rumble was the one with the wood chipper, right? I don't know. I can't remember. A lot of them tend to kind of meld together in my head. And so that's part of the reason why I want to watch them again, is because I can't remember a whole lot of them. I just remember Rumble in the Bronx is the one where he's jumping. It's kind of like, it reminded me of, or the Bourne Identity reminded me of it when he's jumping onto like different, like what are the balconies, you know? That's what I remember about Rumble in the Bronx. But you get memberships when you get donos. I don't think I have it yet. I honestly don't. Memberships. Yeah. It, oh, I just need to set them up. I mean, okay. Okay. I'll work on that. I'll work on that. I didn't realize that. I thought it was something that they would turn on eventually. But there you go. First Strike, Who Am I? The Young Master. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen The Young Master. I'm not sure which one that is. But First Strike and Who Am I? Definitely. And Christian. Welcome, Christian. Yeah, you got them all at once. See, I just need to turn them on apparently, which I didn't know. I didn't realize. Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm just like, should have taken you guys to where the Truman Show was filmed while you were here. Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been very cool. In fact, Jay and I were talking about how we need to. He was talking about going to Pensacola Beach or Pensacola, I guess, to find out where one of the serial killers was apprehended, apparently. But and I said, yeah, when we were in California, I kind of wanted to see if I could get away to go to see the places where the Zodiac murders happened, because I'm a big the Zodiac. Love that stuff. I mean the movie. I mean, you know what I mean. So I wanted to actually stand there and all that stuff. That sounds weird when I said I loved it. You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. House of Traps and 12 Element Ninjas are the best Shaw Brothers movies. Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, like, I know I've seen a ton of them. See, there was a channel in Dallas, Fort Worth, that every afternoon they played like 2 or 3 of them, and I would watch them every weekend. So I don't remember what a lot of them were, but again, it's that, that cheese, you know what I mean? And their movements are very like that, where it's definitely a planned thing. They're not super skilled, but it was still fun. Tai Chi Master isn't bad. I prefer Romeo Must Die and Cradle to the Grave. Yeah, see, I'm not a big fan of Jet Li's American movies. Not as big a fan. I like his movies that were made in China. Those were good. Fist of Legend, man. Fist of Legend is awesome. I mean, he didn't steal it, Magnus. He remade it. He remade Fist of Fury. Yeah. Don't worry. I will get them turned on. I don't like Florida. It's too flat. Cool. I don't even know. And Rich 88. I got to meet Rich 88 in Florida. That was so cool. That was so cool. In fact, I met a few people. I made sure to list them down because I did not want to forget anybody. Rich 88. I met Kevin Sims. If you hang out in Jay's chat or the Game Chasers chat, I met the Beer Chasers. His name is Preston. Awesome guy. I met GameCube Galaxy for the first time. Hopefully the first time. We'll meet again sooner or later down the road. And then, of course, Retro Wolf was there. Just Retro Wolf. Warehouse Dave, welcome. Good to see you. Jaws 2 was filmed right down the road. See? Yeah. That would have been cool. I love both, but I'll choose Fist of Legend over Fist of Fury. Yeah, me too. I think it's just a better movie, I mean, of course, how can you pick one, Jet Li over Bruce Lee or vice versa? I love both of those guys. Yeah. I love The Truman Show. I have a recurring paranoid delusion my life is being observed by everybody else, so seeing it messed me up. Then reality television happened, made it worse. Now it's just when I catch a knowing look and they're going, Isn't Fist of the North Star? Is that a movie or is that a video game? I thought that was a game. And Billy is here, guys. Whoa. But welcome, Billy. So yeah, let's go into some of the stuff. In fact, you know what? I just remembered there's a photo that I did not pull. Let me see if I can pull that photo. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's not a great photo anyway. It's hard to see. But so, you guys ready to get into some of the Really Rad Weekend breakdown? At least, from my perspective. It's an anime game. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. See, I didn't know. Billy is legend. I forgot to give you guys this Cloak and Dagger Blu-ray for Billy. That would have been pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ever see Fist of the Brown Star? Is that It's okay, Joe. I actually ended up getting. Yes. By the way, Billy, Jay has. I'm sure you'll see him sooner than I will probably. But Jay has your badge, and the badges at Really Rad Weekend were freaking awesome. Now, again, I was like the +1, Jay's +1, so I didn't get one of the cool badges, the guest badges. But holy crap, those were cool. Those were really cool. Rufus said, sorry, I've been missing the streams, Billy. I'll try to be there Saturday. Hey, Rad Junk was closed on Monday, so I didn't get to go there. Oh, man. Well, let's get it going. So, first up, yeah. Let me get my my stupid face out of the way. How do I do that? Bam. So, yeah. We went. The drive was long. It's like an 11-hour drive for us. Of course, it's longer with stopping and all that kind of stuff. If he told me you were coming, I would have made you one. Sorry you got the cat badge. Hey, look, I'm happy. Okay? I am completely happy. The weekend was awesome. This is the badge that I got. The staff cat badge. And you know what? It's unique. It's unique and it's fine. No worries whatsoever. It was great. But yeah, so yeah, we did the thing, and then we went to this place, which again, terrible of me not to get a picture of the outside. But this place called McGuire's. Now, apparently, McGuire's is one of those places where it seems like every town has that place that you just got to go. McGuire's is that place for that area, Fort Walton Beach, Destin area. It was insanely good food. But on the ceiling, you see all that up there? Those are dollar bills hanging from the ceiling. And Jay told me that there is $2.5 million worth of dollars up there on that ceiling. Look at that again. It's crazy. It's crazy. And they've got them on the walls. They've got them everywhere. But this was on Friday, I believe. So yeah, you've got I don't remember her name back there in the back right, but that's Aaron, that's Greg, that's AJ, there's me, there's Jay, and then there's John Riggs. It was a great time. The food is amazing. So good. So good. How you asked about the flatulence. It wasn't bad. But yeah. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, let me go back here. And yeah, here's the back of the hotel. And I got to say, I felt like, I don't know, man. I felt like we had it good, okay? So if you look at the doorway there, you see where it says the island up in the middle? There? If you go all the way down, there's the doorway. 2 doors down. That's where Jay and I, that's where our room was. So we walk in, right? And we open that back door, and there is this view, which was insane. Of course, you know, it didn't just turn to daytime, but you know what I mean. Beautiful. Beautiful. It was great. The accommodations were mwah. I loved it. I love that place. So yeah, they have another location in Pensacola that's also covered in cash. What? That is crazy. Did I steal the money? No, Magnus, I did not. I did not. That place should be broken into and stolen. What a waste of money. Well, I think once you write on it, it becomes like not legal tender. So I think that's the whole thing, but they still have to insure it. So yeah, that's a crazy one. I know some of those guys. Wraith. Welcome, Wraith. Didn't see you come in there. I know the left side of the table. Right. A place like that in Mexico would get raided by gangs and the police in a day. There wouldn't be $1 left. They would take every penny. I mean, I'm sure you're right. But, I mean, yeah. Did y'all forget to like the stream like I did? I mean, Rufus. Hey. This was in Fort Walton Beach. It was awesome. Glad to hear you liked it. Wanted to make sure you guys had a good experience at my tiny con. Look, man, this is Joe, by the way. And Joe, I mean, seriously, I felt like king, you know, walking around. I was like, this is amazing. So I really, really appreciate that. I know Jay does too. I mean, you know Jay, but it was awesome. Oh, Caleb's getting dangerous with the knives. But anyway, so yeah, at the con, as I said, at the con, Really Rad Weekend, this is one of those things where I'm a little embarrassed because we got so distracted by everything going on. I didn't really get a whole lot of footage. So what I did was I took some pictures of some of the events. I will say, if you want to see video of the event, John Riggs' video went up today. It's great. And not just because I'm in it, very briefly, but he really kind of goes through everything and his whole weekend. I don't think that way. And maybe that's part of my problem, but I just usually don't think that way to just video everything. So it's just a thing. But I did get plenty of photos. So here's the vendor hallway, as I like to call it. And of course, Jay had a late night. In fact, every night was a late night. Rufus, thank you. SD cards are expensive. Thank you, Rufus. I appreciate that. It hasn't come through yet, but thank you. Wow. You guys are nuts tonight. Thank you. But yeah, that's Jeffrey from Premium Edition. Now, if you don't know what Premium Edition is, and this is something that was new to me, but they're a lot like, and maybe they wouldn't like me saying this, but they're a lot like limited run games, where they've taken some games, they put them physical on different, the different systems, and they put some great stuff in there. So yeah, and I actually got this from Jeffrey. This is pretty cool. But yeah, and there you on the left hand side there, you've got Nintendo, and then John Riggs, and then I got another picture from the other side, and there's Yoshi sitting there chilling. And by the way, there it is. Thank you, Rufus.
SD cards are expensive.
There you go. Thank you. Let me show you this. And Billy, if you're still here, I have this for you too. I also have Jay's. But Yoshi got us Danny Trejo's autograph on Magic cards. Trusty Machete. So yeah, I've got one. I've got the guys' stuff here. So Billy and Jay, I've got your stuff. So pretty cool stuff. And also, I got this from Yoshi. Can you see that? I have it blocking. I hope you can see that. But that is something I'm gonna have framed. Yoshi is incredibly talented. Here, let me get. There you go. Very, very cool. He's extremely talented, as most of you know. So, yeah, very, very cool. And then here's a picture of the arcade section. Very, very. I mean, dude, seriously, it was just a cool. It was just a cool event. A cool event, and I had a good time. The only thing that I wish, if I could wish for one thing, and this is for every convention that I ever go to, it's a room where I don't have to sleep in the same room as Jay. I love the guy, okay? Like I said, you guys know this. I look at him like my brother, but holy crap. The man, he's a loud sleeper, okay? It's hard to sleep with a guy like that around, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's move on here. So here is, this is kind of the other side. Like I showed you the back side there in the dark. This is the front side with this fountain and all this. It's just, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous there. And, yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let me get caught up in some of these, in some of this stuff here. In the words of Thomas the Tank Engine, don't make me choose violence. That, I don't think he said that. They're on sale right now for really cheap on Amazon. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Let's see. V90, Ricky, got to be fast for 4K. James, welcome, James. I didn't see James come in. Got to admit, that's clever. How much wiener did you see this time? Thankfully, none. Thankfully, none. I mean, I did see a little Jay ass, but I mean, who hasn't seen Jay's ass at this point? I mean, seriously. But yeah. All I had to do was ask. Well, here's the thing. It's one of those things where I don't like making any demands or anything like that, especially when I know that I wasn't on the docket, you know what I mean? And it was kind of a, hey, I'm here, yay, you know? And of course, Billy wasn't able to come. That was a different story, but look, it's, wow. And I'm talking about in the future, it's going to be like, especially like Jay's events. I'm like, Jay, just seriously, I will pay for a room so that I can be by myself. Because I have trouble sleeping at the best of times. Like, seriously, I don't know. Maybe it's because I, I hear everything. I'm like the daredevil of hearing. I don't know. I don't know. But it's, that didn't make sense. Because Daredevil can hear, and that he uses his hearing is like sonar. You know what I mean? I just have this, like, it's hard for me to sleep. So yesterday, that's basically what I was doing, was trying to catch up on some sleep. And yeah, the flatulence, I mean, look, it's a thing. It's a thing. You see, when a man grows up, I mean, it's just a thing. Ted Millich dropping in to say hi and leave a like. Can't stay. Have a great show. Ted, thank you. Thank you. And Ted, I don't know if you watch the replays, but there's some RRR news. It's kind of interesting. We'll be talking about that later. You had secret rooms in Flex in case of emergency. Oh, man. Oh, if I'd have known. Trust me, I probably would have taken you up on that. But hey, that's a thing. It's no big deal. No big deal. The Jay cuts wood. Are you saying that Jay cuts wood while sleeping? I will say this. It's like, I think I've said something like this before, but he's like a bear with sleep apnea. There are times when I feel like, dude, are you alive? Because it gets really loud and then it gets really quiet. And then there's the, and I'm like, dude, it's just a thing. And that is the way conventions go, for sure. Sleep in the same bed. Is he a good cuddler? Caleb, I did sleep in Jay's bed in where was that? Philadelphia. And I woke up and I was hanging off the bed because he had basically pushed me off the bed. So that's the thing. Yeah, I had my own bed. That was, at least I had that. That's why I like to have my own room. My bro Jacob bitches that I'm just being a baby, but I'm a light sleeper. I am too. I have a hard time getting to sleep, and it's let's murder him with a pillow next time. Billy. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, and Billy, I'm sure you saw that earlier. Little our Danny Trejo autographs from Yoshi. Very cool. But yeah, dude, it was like, wow. Uh I constantly farted all hours of the day and night. You don't want to sit next to me on a long flight. I don't hold back. Yes, Ricky, that's pretty much what it was like. Yes. That's normal for apnea. I have it. Okay, James. I mean, yeah. When a man grows up nothing, I'm almost 40. I use my fart gas to help move poop like Tolkien intended. Oh, you guys. It can be dangerous not to. I mean, look, Caleb, it's a thing. I know he's been told. I've told him. I know he's been told it many, many times. Jay's gonna Jay. You know what I mean? It's just gonna happen. Jay's gonna Jay. I stopped eating fast food and food with refined sugar, and my sleep apnea went away. Really, Magnus? I mean, look, I mean, there's probably many reasons for it, but some of it can be just because it's not like Jay's like like a big guy. I just think it may be something that he that is like, what do you call it? Why is my brain not working? Hereditary. There you go. My apnea is so loud my wife cannot sleep if we are in the same bed. I know. I know. Eating only meat, fruit, and rice cured my sleep apnea. Well, that's a lifestyle change that I'm not sure Jay's up for. You know what I mean? So, weight and diet is everything. Yeah. I had it even when skinny. I have an enlarged uvula. Well, that's definitely a thing. But see, that's the I don't know. I don't know. That's a thing. Now, let's get back to the event. So, if you look here in this screenshot, so basically, Jay had his what do you call it? His panel. He did his panel, and then he was challenged to a chess game. And they started playing the chess game immediately after the panel, and then they had to move it outside. And I'm just gonna say, he didn't win. He didn't lose terribly, but he did not win. Anyway, but yeah, so that's where this is where that room is where the panels took place. This is during Yoshi's panel. Again, I have to say this. Look, Yoshi is one of my favorite people. Like, seriously, he's just a really, really interesting guy. So not only has he done all of this stuff, all of these the work on movies, TV shows. He's working on Invincible. He's got amazing stories. And Friday night, I got to talk with Yoshi for hours, and it was awesome. I loved it so much. I learned a lot about. Of course, I learned a lot about Yoshi, even though, I mean, he's been on this channel many times. I've interviewed him. He's been on like hangout shows. He's an awesome guy. But the other thing too is he's very inspirational too. And I don't know if it's something that he's meaning to do, like he's absolutely trying to do this on purpose, but he's very inspirational. And his knowledge on all of this stuff is, when it comes to not just movies, TV shows, but games, he's God, he's amazing, you know. And I am very proud and pleased to say that Yoshi is one of those people that I got to meet because of working on the Game Chasers movie, right? And that's amazing. You know, to call him a friend is kind of awesome, you know? And Leon, and I mean, gosh, all the people we met working on the movie, it was great. But here's oh, that's the other thing I was going to show you. Sorry. That is where we showed the movie. Now, I have to give a big shout out to Joe, because Joe basically saved us when it came to the movie, because I had the movie on a thumb drive, not thinking that this is formatted for Mac. They only had a PC in there. So Joe had to bring his personal MacBook Pro or MacBook, whatever it was, whatever model it was, to be able to hook up so we could watch the movie. So big props to Joe on that for thinking for me, because I didn't even consider that could be an issue. Didn't even think about it. Because you put it in that PC and it says, hey, this isn't formatted for PC. Do you want to format it? No. So it was almost a disaster. And I'm really happy that he saved the day on that. And also, one of the things that we did that I think, I'll just say this. This might be something that we should do for future conventions. Is what I was doing is, of course, this is his computer. I said, hey, do you mind if I airdrop some photos to your computer so we can show it on screen? He's like, yeah. So I started airdropping photos, like behind the scenes stuff to show at the panel. And so I was running the computer there and putting photos up while Jay and Yoshi were talking about the stuff that they were seeing up there. And it was like, dude, it was so awesome. It was one of those things where Jay was like, dude, I can't believe you have all these photos. I'm like, man, when I wasn't filming or in a conversation with somebody, I was taking pictures. I have tons and tons and tons of pictures from the movie. And then, of course, when we were doing pretty much anything, shooting anything, whether it was a pickup shot or, it was just, I have all these photos. So I thought it was cool to throw those pictures up there. And I think it gave the people that were there a treat that honestly no one else has seen. No one else has seen a lot of those photos, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, I think it went really well, and I think it was great. And let's see, this is one of the last photos I took of the outside, and yeah, I was again, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous there. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Wait a minute. I want to get caught up here. Let's see. What did he say? What is going on with this? Oh man, this is wow. You guys were, oh,
Thanks for doing what you do.
thank you, James. Thank you so much. $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. That would be funny if he died in his sleep and was floating above all of us, all pissed off. That could be a thing, that would be kind of funny to have that in a movie, and then went back into his body. And no, Boogie was not there on this one. Was not there. Was a close game. Yeah. I'm wondering what you're talking about there. Close game, because we're about to get to some of that. See, Jay loses to Tim with chess. Probably. But yeah, Jay's pretty good at chess. And honestly, that's one of those things where for me, I wouldn't know when I'm losing or winning. I really wouldn't. Just wouldn't. If I heard Batman say he hoped Robin would die in his sleep, it would crush me. Never mind, nothing like that. Continue. Would Jay's ghost fart too? I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's not even a choice. I think it's just a thing. Uh, let's see. Wait. Technically, the PC was mine too. Oh, I've always got my MacBook Pro to edit with though. See, yeah, that was genius. It was genius to have that, and like I said, it just saved us. Imagine being so entitled as a Mac user. You think everybody's as foolish in their purchasing. Apple is for pros. Pros have PCs too. I'm not sure. Were you kidding? Poor creative types use Windows and Apple or Android and save to get Apple for the apps. Oh, I'll just say this. It's one of those things where it's kind of frustrating that still to this day, there are things that Apple and Windows can't do together. It's just like why I didn't even consider that because I have a PC and it hasn't been turned on in probably 6 months or more. It's just because I don't have a use for it. My Mac does everything that I want it to do. So, yeah, I don't know. Creative types use Mac and businesses all have IBM PC clones. I mean, that's true too, but I mean, I don't know. It's just a bummer. And but the thing was is I know that there's a we're getting nerdy here, okay? For just a second. But there is a file system that allows you to that allows like a thumb drive to be from Mac to PC and vice versa, right? I can't remember what it's called, but that was not how this was formatted. This is my wife's thumb drive because mine is a backup drive or for my backups and stuff. So yeah, I didn't even think about it. Just didn't even think about it. I caught the tail end of that panel when the airdropping was going on. Audience vibes were great. Yes, Warehouse Dave. Oh, Dave, that was you. Yeah, it was. And that's what you're talking about, the close game. Yes, yes, yeah. I mean, it was XFAT. I think it's XFAT. Yes, yeah. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And I think it's something that it allows it allows people to see not only see behind the scenes, but it also gives the people on the panel something to react to, something to chat with and chat about and stuff like that. Oh, this is the time when we did this, and I think that'd be really cool. Oh no, let's not talk about Tekken. You challenged Jay at Tekken, Ricky. I'm pretty sure, dude. He would take you up on it. He would take you up on it. Oh, Rufus, you weren't kidding about it. You need Apple for the apps, but have Windows for the other stuff and ease of working with clientele. Apple's just Unix, isn't it? Shit is silly. It's all about video and audio production now, digital art, but only because that's where the money is at. I mean, there are definitely things that Windows can do a lot better than Mac, but it's still frustrating that, like, in a situation like that, I just completely didn't even think that it was a thing. Just didn't even think about it, you know? Um, I would love to see you battle Jay at Tekken there, Ricky. NTFS Fat 32. I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing though. Is like Fat 32 has some limitations as far as file size. I think, and I think it's XFAT that's the one that to do. But I didn't even think about the fact that this wasn't that way. So, again, saved us. I challenged him before, but I forgot I deleted it from my PS5. Interesting. That's what Jay would say right now. Yeah. And no, Familion is not on my thumb drive. I want a rematch, but on the opening day of the con. Well, I mean, that would be, you'd been beaten down all day by, putting out fires and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. That was the last thing basically on Sunday was the big battle between Joe and Jay during the Tekken. Now, the good thing here is that no matter who won or lost, money was raised for charity, and I think that was awesome. I really think that was awesome. Oh, I just forgot that you guys can't actually see me, but yeah, I think that's awesome. So, yeah, that's what went down there. And they kept playing. They kept playing. Real quick, I want to show you, because here's the thing. We went back to McGuire's. And here's a picture really quick of the group there. Now, unfortunately, there was so many people, we kind of had to split it up there. But I love how Jay just looks. He just looks like he's having so much fun, so much fun. But yeah, that's the whole crew there, and I think more actually came after. But yeah, I wanted to show you this quick video that I thought was really kind of funny, and it's a video at the front of the McGuire's location. Now,
No, I want to.
I meant to mute that because it's hard to listen to. But yeah, it says, "Call and ask why my booty hurts," which I just thought was funny. I thought it was funny. Anyway, but yeah, so that basically was the end of the event for us. Oh, and by the way, it does have his phone number on there. So if you guys want to call, I'd be curious if the guy's phone number still works. Can I? Oh, I can. Yeah, I can skip. Apparently that's 810-335-5158. So yeah. I thought it was funny. That's it. Jay versus Ricky at Tekken at Fanime Expo. Are you going to Fanime? I mean, I'd say yeah. Sorry, I'm like reading. Why isn't Familiar on your thumb drive? Need to borrow my copies? I own 1 and 2. No, I never need to see Familiar again. I saw it multiple times while we were trying to close, and I had to get on to the guys for watching dirty movies when people are trying to return their videos. And the whole convention, yes, the whole convention is for charity too. I just think that's super cool. It's Really Rad Weekend is a great event. I had a great time. I had an amazing time. Now the thing is, you have to understand about me. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of shopping, doing that whole thing. Just because I'm not a gamer. I'm more of a movie guy. If it was a movie convention, I probably would have purchased more, But yeah. Let's see. Is that Kenzie's man, heavy set guy with the fade? Kenzie's man. I'm not sure. Are you talking about this guy? By the way, that's Greg. I'm telling you, Greg, and hope you're ready to come back next year, November 11th and 12th, 2023. I mean, I'm down. But yeah, AJ, man, those guys are freaking funny. Holy crap, Against the Wall. Oh no, that's across from Jay. That's Greg Honeycutt. And Greg is awesome. Thor in the middle of that table. I keep going back. I mean, kind of. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I want to point out a couple of people that I didn't get photos of. Just a couple of people that were awesome and got to meet. First up, Nintendo. Wow. Wait a minute. What is this? Let me know if you change your mind. My copies aren't even sticky. It was my idea. I was horny. I was always horny at Blockbuster. Well, Billy, I mean... But Wesley Peoples, welcome. Good to see you. I arm wrestled Greg. I lasted 15 seconds. He's a big guy. He's a big guy for sure. You and Jay are awesome. Great to see you guys over the weekend. Yeah, it really was an amazing event. I just had a good time. But like Nintendo, honestly didn't know anything about him. But I thought that he was a fantastic guy. I was, again, Had so much fun hanging out with Drew and Riggs and Yoshi at Rad Bar. It was amazing. I actually have video at Rad Bar, but it looks like poop. So yeah, but it was Rad Bar is a great place too. We didn't actually go to your store though, did we, Joe? I don't think we did. No. And I remember Jenny. I remember Jenny, Billy. Oh yeah. And then Jinzu Games is here. Welcome. Don't forget Aaron Kosharski. Yes, Aaron's right there in that photo as well. Right there. Kind of right in the center with the Luigi shirt, jacket, whatever that is. Pullover? I don't know. But yeah. Now we should have jumped over to the store. I mean, that would have been cool. A man of culture. Billy is definitely a man of culture. For sure. Nintendo helped me with my GBA video collection. Seems all right. Yeah, he was amazing. Really amazing. I did get to briefly talk with Riff and Phoenix Resale. Those were some cool guys. Of course, I showed these. Oops, I showed these guys earlier. Jeff and Frank. These guys were so much fun. Jeff and Riggs and Jay and I actually went to Firehouse Subs. That was Friday night, and that was a good time. That was a good time with Jeff's daughter. But yeah, I mean, look, I had a really, really fun time. You might say I had a really rad weekend. I'm sorry. That was terrible. I've been thinking about that. It's like, you know what? I need to say this about I shouldn't have. So anyway, now this is something completely separate. Completely separate. Okay. And Squiggles is here. Welcome. Welcome, Squiggles. I wish we had a hot girl at our Blockbuster when I worked there. You know, we had a few, actually. We had a few. I guess we were lucky. Or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, and in fact, multiple stores that I worked at, separate from Billy and Jay. I know. But I did work at some other Blockbuster stores without Billy and Jay, and there were some there too. I mean, hey, you know. I wanted to show this off because I literally freaked out. We were taking Yoshi to the airport, and over to the right was an Air Force museum. And if you know me, again, I showed this earlier, you know, I'm into, I mean, this isn't just a movie, you know, I like Tom Cruise and I like action movies or whatever. No, I'm into aircraft. I mean, I grew up very close to the Naval Air Station in Dallas. I grew up with, you know, going to air shows, going to see the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds, and, you know, actually hanging out with, I actually met the Blue Angels at one point, and that was an amazing experience. Just getting to talk with them. I met a guy who worked on the B-2. I actually was going to go into aerospace engineering in college. The problem was I figured out that, you know what, I'm not that big into math, even though I was good at it. I was really, really good at it. I scored a 720 on my math, on my SAT. So I was accepted into an aerospace engineering school. Couldn't afford it, but I always loved it. But we drive by and we see this. Yes, that is an SR-71. Holy crap. I've never seen one. I've never seen one fly. I've never seen one up close. I got to touch it. It was amazing. I actually took a quick video. I'll just talk over it. Oh. But yeah, this was like kind of like a dream come true for me. It was amazing. And Jay and Yoshi were both like, dude, you're like really into this. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I've always loved military aircraft of any kind, but just the being able to touch this airplane is just like, oh, I haven't touched a B-2 yet. I've seen one fly. That was awesome. I've seen an F-117 fly. I've loved the stealth fighters and bombers. Um, I know I know a lot about this stuff, and I just, like I said, I just loved it. I loved being able to see this thing up close. Um, it's amazing. And they had some other aircraft out there that were cool. I mean, they had an F-15 and F-16. They had an AC-130, which is the C-130 but the attack version, where it has like Gatling guns on the side. Like I think it's one of the Call of Duties where you can like switch to the AC-130 and take out stuff from the air, and it looks like, that like grainy footage and stuff. They had one of those, which was cool. And they had a lot of older aircraft, but for me it was mostly the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and of course today the F-22, the F-35, the F-18, of course, the Blue Angels fly that, the F-16, the Thunderbirds fly that. I just love this stuff, man. It's something I've always been into, but have never been able to see an SR-71 in the flesh. It was awesome. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. But I mean, why not? Let's watch it again. I love the fact that Yoshi and, I mean, Yoshi was kind of killing time anyway. It wasn't ready. I think it was still 2 hours before his flight, and getting through that airport security is pretty quick. But the fact that they didn't mind stopping, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool of them. And Yoshi took this picture of me inside the the I guess museum. Um, Pretty cool. Not Gary is here. Welcome. Uh, yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time looking at that stuff. In fact, Yoshi was taking pictures of some things, I'm assuming, so he can model them for future projects. He said he's always doing that. Like if he sees something interesting, it might be a design that he thinks is cool. It might be a color combination that he thinks is cool, and he'll take pictures from many different directions. So then later he can bring it up and model it. I was like, dude, that's so cool. But yeah, I love this stuff. And what was funny is when I went to, I'll tell this little story. When I went to the Smithsonian in DC, they had just taken away the SR-71. They still had the shirts, which I bought. I bought one of the shirts, but they didn't actually have the SR-71 there. And it was such a bummer. But the thing about that place, I think I've told this story before, maybe. But when I walked in and I'm looking around and I see, the what isn't it, the X1? Is it the X1? But there was the X-15. There was basically the orange tube looking plane. It's such a weird looking thing that Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier. Yeah. They had those there, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking around and I just started crying because it was like, the thing is I did not think that there was any way in my lifetime that I was going to be able to see it, because I thought I was going to die, and to actually be able to see it and to see, Buzz Aldrin's spacesuit and Neil Armstrong's suit. And I mean, it was overwhelming, and it was emotional for me. And it's because I've always been into the space program, NASA, into aircraft and flight and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome. So there you go. There's that. Okay, now I'm way behind. As we typically do on this channel, I get way behind on the chat. So, wish we had anyone. Oh yeah, GameStop. Wish we had anyone hot at GameStop, but it was GameStop. Yeah. Caleb, you've been to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. I would love to go. Yes, the Armament Museum. Yes. Yes, Joe. That's what that was. Yes. Just watched the original Top Gun for the first time on Sunday. Wow, Squiggles. What'd you think of it? Just curious. Do you do wait. Do I do flight sims? The new ones are wild, not my thing, but I dig having the option. No, I did back when computers were very new, and things were a lot easier. Now there's so much. I mean, it's so intricate that it goes over my head. I just don't do it. Blue Angels are based in Pensacola. Yes, they are. Get invited to photograph them a lot. I love the Blue Angels. And here's another funny weird thing. John Edwards, he's in here quite a bit. We worked at Blockbuster together. There was one day I was home, and I think it was like in the middle of the week. So my wife wasn't home. I was just home by myself, and I was talking on the phone with him. It was the middle of the day, and it was. I remember it was late in the air show season, and I'm on the phone with him, and I hear what sounds like a war happening. It seriously, it was. I mean, I live close to Alliance Airport here in Fort Worth, and we're kind of in the flight pattern. So what happens is sometimes we get very, very loud planes flying over, and it's kind of annoying. Well, this was louder than anything I'd ever heard, and it kept getting louder and louder and louder to the point where I'm freaking out on the phone, and I'm like, oh my God, whatever. And what happened is when they flew over, it dropped my phone call. For whatever reason, it dropped the call. So I can just imagine it from his point of view. All he hears is, oh my God, and then it cuts off. He's probably like, oh my God, what happened? But I run to the window. Damn it, I hate this freaking chair. Little shoe guard or whatever. They always pop off. Anyway, I run to the window, and it's the Blue Angels in formation. Not an air show around. They're flying over, and I'm assuming, what I did was I ended up looking at the calendar, the Blue Angels event calendar, and I figured out, okay, they just finished an air show somewhere on the West Coast, and I figured that they probably stopped at Alliance to fuel up. But it was so insanely loud because, I mean, yeah, we have planes flying over all the time, but not 6 of them in formation. And it was so crazy loud. And it was also like, so I'm freaking out because it's so loud. But then as soon as I see him, I'm like jumping up and down, like excited. And John's not on the phone anymore. And I call him back and I'm like, oh my God, that was so cool. But it was so weird. I'd never had a call drop because a plane flew over. It was very weird. Anyway, yeah, I love Blue Angels. Love them. Love them. What about that air show accident in Dallas? Oh my God, yes. I saw it immediately when it happened. Because I follow on Twitter, I follow the local news station. But yeah, that was so sad. And there are so many different viewpoints of this happening. Anytime there's an air show accident, unfortunately, I mean, you can see it. In a way, it's like it's almost like a training thing in a way for these pilots too. Like, this is what went wrong, and let's try to fix this in the future and make sure it doesn't happen again. But it's also very sad because I'm sure the family members of those pilots, seeing this happen over and over and over is probably not good for the. But yeah, I mean, I looked at it, and then again, it was a P-63, I believe, that ran into a B-17, and because of the cockpit in the P-17, you kind of have blind spot, below you, and what happened is the B-17's flying, and the P-63 flies in and basically chops the tail off the B-17, and the B-17 just goes right into the ground. And it's just like, oh my God, it's so sad. It's so sad when anything like that happens. But yeah, wow, it was It was insane. I mean, again, hopefully that they'll they'll learn from that and maybe not have so many planes in the air. And that's the thing I kept thinking was that, man, the guys flying the B-17, they had no shot. They had no shot to react. I mean, it was just over. And so sad. Rufus, love how candid you are. Purely epic. Well, I mean, just I'm just a guy, you know. We get all the rad aircraft here because of NAS, Eglin, and Hurlburt plus Tyndall. Yeah, see, we get a few things here, but this is mainly, for the most part, is mainly like a FedEx and Amazon hub. So that's typically what we get. But we do get F-18s, we get the trainers, the T-38s. We get, from time to time, we get some F-35s flying over, but that's pretty rare. And then the what's the V-22, right? I've seen a V-22 once out here, and man, those are cool. Those are so cool, and I've only seen those fly a couple of times. I'd like to see them do a demonstration, like in an air show or whatever. But man, the V-22, if you're not into planes like I am, they're the dual prop. In fact, let me just pull up a picture. Yeah, there you go. That's the V-22. So it's the tilt rotor. So yeah, when they're flying, so they can fly like a helicopter, but then they can fly. There you go, like this picture here. You can see them. It tilts forward, so it flies. Man, it's just a cool aircraft, and I just don't get to see them very often. So, oh man, holy crap! God, I'm so behind. Sorry. It was the X1, right? Yes. Glamorous Glennis, yes. Yeah. So yeah, I got to see the X1, I got to see the X15, and it was just like I said, man. SpaceX is doing some interesting things. They are. They very much are. I just haven't had much time to I didn't see the last launch, but yeah, I recommend everyone go to at least one Air Force air show in your life. Most bases host one every 2 years. Yeah, the biggest one I've ever been to. Oh man, which one was it? It was an international air show, and it was absolutely ridiculously good. And I was so sunburned that day, but it was amazing. And it was so cool. So they do these things where, what do you call them? I guess it's a demonstration, but it's this thing where they were like, here's the B-52, and they're going to do a mock bombing run. Well, there was cloud cover, very, very low cloud cover, and it was so freaking cool. You heard it before you could see it. And this thing just emerges from the clouds, comes down over the runway, two of them, and then the bombs go off, and then they fly back up and disappeared into the clouds. It was that was sexy. That was just badass. But yeah, that was awesome. But no, I've seen just about every plane that you can think of fly, except for the SR-71. It was the one that I never got to see. The F-22, amazing. The F-35, amazing. The Harrier, amazing. I really wanted to see an SR-71, but they'd already decommissioned those. So, awesome stuff. I thought Top Gun was decently good, was entertaining, about what I expected. Interested to watch Maverick now. Loved how many big actors were in the original before they were famous. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big stars in there. And it was a little bit of a shame that they couldn't bring back more of the actors. I would have liked to have seen with Rich Rosovich. I always liked him. He always played kind of like a douchebag or whatever. But I always liked him. Some of the other actors, and some of them I don't know their names, but would have been interesting to see if Tim Robbins would have come back. That's his name. He played Merlin. That would have been cool to see, of course. But yeah, I was just reading about that Dallas Air Show tragedy. Heard about it over the weekend. Yeah. Military takes every mistake and tries to make the best out of it, like you're saying. Training will improve, engineers will get involved. Doesn't make up for the loss of life, but it is something. Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's so irritating because it seems that, especially this case where it was this wasn't this wasn't like a military thing. This was more of a, like, the legacy air show, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, I see that and I go, somebody screwed up. Either I think somebody screwed up, but it's also possible that maybe the P-63 maybe lost some pressure and dipped out of the altitude that he was supposed to be flying at. I mean, there's so many different things that could have gone wrong. Maybe the B-17 wasn't supposed to be there. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but yeah, it's they parked the Ospreys at the small airport by my house too. Oh, dude, those would be cool. See, that's one of those things where if you get to see it every day, it's not like a cool thing, you know? But for me, it was like, oh, it was awesome. Carbonite. Later, y'all. Gotta head out. I'll watch the rest of the show later. Carbonite. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. I remember being on Felucia one time and a Star Destroyer flew over. Those things are really big. Like, really big. It's Boot Show, everybody. That's Boot Show for you. That's what he does. Boot Show. All right. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, look, for me, it was just an insanely cool weekend. I had a great time. My only problem was that I didn't get enough sleep. And since I don't drink, I also, this is one of those things. I'm just going to say it. It's just one of those things. But I don't drink. So I don't want to automatically be the babysitter. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I don't want to be the designated driver every time, especially when I'm in a place that I don't know, in a car that's not mine, that I don't know. And it's just one of those things. It just makes me nervous, and it gives me like anxiety. Ugh, I don't like it. I'd rather just let's just all, if we're gonna go somewhere, let's just all take an Uber. That way nobody has to worry, and we can just do the thing, you know? But anyway. Which part of Felucia did you go to the party with? Rancors or Acklays? Party with Rancors. That would be a good band name, for sure. This was the first time I've ever drank at my own convention. Well, you know what? Like I said, I had an amazing, like, seriously, it was so much fun. And I'm glad. It seems like everybody had a good time, you know? And for me, like I said, I'm not a gamer. I'm not that much of a gamer. So I'm very casual. So for me, it's all about the people, and it's all about that. And for me, that was primo stuff, just good stuff. And getting to meet everybody, getting to talk with people that I never get to talk to. It was great. I don't know how else to say it. That's like, I mean, but it seems like I'm in this weird enviable position. There are people that would probably love to go on a road trip with Jay and or Billy, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah, we do that all the time. We drive around, we joke around, we're goofy, and it's fun. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't get to, but I don't get to hang out with people like Yoshi and John Riggs and Nintendo, and you know, I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome. Very talented guys. Man, this is one of those things where Yoshi was talking about on Friday night. He said, just to let you know, doesn't matter how big you get, doesn't matter how famous you get, doesn't matter how many times you get recognized at a place or whatever, imposter syndrome is always a thing. And I'm like, good, because I'm constantly feeling that. Like, I look at somebody like John Riggs and I go, I'll never be that big. I'll never have that many subscribers. Um, I'll never be that. I mean, I hope that at some point there will be people that come to my, to my channel for, hey, what does Rob think about this movie, or whatever. But man, those guys are just, I don't know. They're a lot younger than me. I'm like the old man at every at every convention I go to. I mean, I'm older than everybody, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Talk about feeling like an imposter. I mean, that's kind of how I feel all the time. But I thought about, oh, snort any sugar, maybe smoke some devil lettuce, or maybe you partied with the cartoons. No, nothing like that. There was a part of me that was thinking, I could probably do some stuff while I'm here. But then I was like, then I have to drive. I don't want to drive a car. I don't, it's not mine. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. So no, I didn't do anything. I think a shuttle between Rad Bar and the hotel would be really cool, even if it cost a few bucks to ride maybe next year. There's a lot of drinking that goes on, so that would get used a lot, I think. Absolutely. And I think that's the main thing is that it wasn't even like it was that bad. Okay? And I don't want to sit here and say, "Oh, Rob, it's not that bad." But it's still like when I'm not driving my car, I've got anxiety because I don't know this car, you know? And then compound that with I don't know this area and I don't know all the turns. I don't know. I'm probably just being a little baby. I don't know. Rob be like, "Hello, fellow kids." Yeah. "Hey, what about those games, huh? You kids like Dig Dug?" I played Dig Dug a lot when I was your age. I still play games. I'm just not, you know, into the crazy, thing. Which makes me a really, really good videographer for the Game Chasers because I don't care what they're looking at. So I'm worried about, okay, how good does this shot look? Rather than, oh, I'm missing out on something. The way I see it, and part of the reason we do this con is so everyone can hang out and feel on the same level a little bit and just hang out. So you're always welcome here. Thank you, Joe. I really do appreciate that. It's and you'll make the shuttle happen. I mean, I think that'd be a cool idea. I was just like I said, I was more worried that that I was gonna. It's like, how embarrassing would that be? You know, to on the next day at the con. Oh yeah, Rob wrecked the car. Oh yeah, how much did you have to drink? I was sober. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just don't want that to happen, I mean, even when I was driving Billy's truck around, it was like, for the movie. By the way, the movie went over well. I think part of and this is an issue that we've had at every con. It doesn't feel like, especially when it's showing after the con, it's like all the people that I think might really want to see it, they're too tired. They've been doing the con all day. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was sitting there trying to figure out when would be the best time to do it. There's really not a good time. Because like I mean, that's my thing, right? That movie is, I was very, very excited to see, okay, how's the movie going to go over? How's that panel going to go over? I just, so that was partially my fault. No, Joe, that's the thing. We've had this issue at every single convention we've been to, including Retropalooza. I think that the turnout would be greater if we could figure out a time where it would work. But the problem is, if you're like, let's say I'm trying to look at it from a consumer point of view or an attendee point of view. If I'm looking for games, if I'm there to look for games or look for deals or whatever, I'm not going to want to take, an hour and 41 minutes out of my shopping time to go sit and watch a movie. At the same time, I have to really be a fan to say, okay, I'm going to go late on that day, do my shopping and all that kind of stuff, and then I can go watch the movie after. I feel like there's an issue there that I feel like we got to figure out if we're going to continue to do that in order to maximize the people that are watching it. You know what I mean? Original plan for the movie fell through. Well, like I said, we've done it. We did it on Friday. We did it. We've done it Saturday after the event on Saturday. We've done it, and I think that's really the only two we've done. The last time was like a double build on Friday night, but I feel like it's still a lower attendance than what I would think. I don't know. And maybe part of that is because, now the codes have been sent out and the people that have purchased the movie have already, they've got it at home. So maybe some of those people are the ones that would attend the screening, but they already own it. I don't know. I just, we're all old. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But you know what's funny is that line hasn't gotten me, because when we were filming, there's a line, and it's literally Billy says the word old. Okay? If you haven't seen the movie, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you have seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. But when he says the word old, when we were filming it, it would bring tears to my eyes. That whole sequence, it brings tears to my eyes. It really hadn't affected me, but it did this time for some reason. When you deliver that line this time, for some reason it hit me. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. I don't know. What was your favorite dinosaur to fight as a kid? Well, I'm not that old. Okay. You know what's funny is a lot of kids, most kids that will say, "Oh, my favorite dinosaur is T-Rex," right? Of course, T-Rex, 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 T-Rex. Mine was an Allosaur. And the reason is it was more of a symmetrical dinosaur. T-Rex looks dumb with their little, I don't know what that sound was. Allosaurus. I liked it because it looked like it was. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. It had arms. It had actual arms. That makes sense? I don't know. I know that's not what you were asking. You were just basically saying, uh, you know, Rob, you're freaking old. That's what you get. Hmm? Yeah, that's what you get for bringing that up. I wonder if an early morning showing of the movie would do well, like movie ends and convention begins. We were going to show it at the local theater downtown, which is rad, and I was thinking matinee time, like Sunday brunch time. Wow, hey, dude, that would be cool. I mean, of course, that's an extra expense, though. You know what I mean? That's tough. And plus, well, in the case of Jay in particular, getting him up early can be difficult. Just saying. Can't wait to get that Blu-ray. Rufus, me too. Me too. That was the first time we saw the movie. I think a lot of people have seen it now. Yeah, I mean that's true too. I think a lot of people have seen it, but Rich, I just hope you liked it. That's really, everybody, we put a lot of effort into it, and Billy in particular did. I mean, I say this all the time, but the guy did some amazing work that he'd never done before, and fooled me in some shots and made me go, whoa, wait a minute, what? And I'd have to pause it to go, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, none of that's there, dude. Wow. That's just, it's an insane amount of care and love and passion that went into that movie. So I just hope people appreciate it. I know that it's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely not for the 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 awards. Apparently, I'm talking about the different festivals we put it in, but they're looking for a specific kind of thing, and our movie, somewhat. I mean, it's relatable. I think a lot of people relate to that movie, but it's also for a specific kind of person. Number one, even the moments that are more universal, it's not what film festivals want. So I like those long neck things. Look up long neck mother. You're talking about brontosaurus, or I guess apatosaurus, I think is the new name for the brontosaurus. Brontosaurus doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Brachiosaurus, the megasaurass. That's right, Dave. That's right. Um, let's see here. Let me drink some tea. Let me see. Do I have anything else to show you? I don't think so. I think I've shown it all. Um, but yeah, Dave and Joe, thank you guys so much. Really, I had a great time. And yeah, I would love to come back. And it's beautiful there. It's absolutely beautiful. I wish you could have made it not so cold at the end there, though. So I don't know what you have to do to fix that, but go ahead. Work on that for next year. Work on the weather, because holy crap. Now, I will tell you this. For the rest of the show, I only have a few news items to get through. And I say to get through like it's a chore. It's not. It's fun stuff. It's cool stuff. It's like, holy crap. But I kind of have to leave the stream a little bit early tonight. Usually we just kind of hang out and talk for a while. We just chat. I do have to leave a little bit early tonight, simply because I have to go to the store, because we have nothing in our refrigerator. And I was so tired yesterday, I didn't want to go anywhere. So that's one thing. But anyway, let's just get to it, shall we? Should have wrestled a gator. I mean, I guess if I could have. But you know what? I just thought of something. Kroger's? Yes. It was a great stream, Grocery Man. Oh my gosh. You ever have a burp that hurts? Got bread, got ketchup, then you good, boy. Okay. No, because ugh. A ketchup sandwich? Are you kidding me? No. No. Let me see. Okay, we did that one. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Okay. My internet is slow. Oh, yeah, this is funny. You know what I'm doing? I'm getting set up for a little bit of have you seen this? I'm pretty sure you can still hear me. But yeah. Let me see. Oh, this one's really cool. I don't think I can play the audio though. Yeah, I can't play the audio on that. Well, let's just do a couple, huh? Let's just do a couple. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's time for Have You Seen This, man? It's time. Ever sneeze and it hurts your taint? Yes. Yes, I have. I don't understand it. Yeah, that cold weather sucked. Everybody from Texas was awesome, though. It was fun hanging out after hours, wasn't it? I just had a great time. Such a good time. But have you seen this? Is the part of the show where we look at some fun slash cute slash just cool stuff. And yeah, hopefully you haven't seen it before and maybe puts a smile on your face. So let's get into it. First one is I'll get right on the weather machine. Yes. Yes. Awesome. But here we go. The Oscar goes to
Come back down here. Come back down here. Oh, God. Come back down here. Hey, come on. Come finish your bath. No, not in the mouth. Oh, no. You're getting Are you done?
So yeah, the dog. The Huskies are, man, they're like little children. But yes, Joe, you got to run, put the tiny human to bed. Great stream, man. Can't wait to check out some more. Thank you, Joe, so much. I appreciate that. I mean, and again, thank you so much for allowing me to have such a fun time. Thank you so much. Your hospitality was amazing. But yes, damn prawn bots, they want my taint, pains, and sneezes, right? Look, I don't, man. Thank you, Wraith, for getting that. I was in the middle of watching that. But have a great night, Joe. Seriously. Amazing stuff. So what's next? Insane stop motion with matches. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is really long. Yeah, well, 2 minutes 20. But look at this. Stop motion. There's no audio. It's just... Dude, the amount of time it would take, it's just ridiculous. Like, how creative is this guy? Very cool. I mean, look, I like art. And this is just super creative to me. Like, what? I don't know. It's like, I mean, the amount of brain power it takes just to think up this stuff. What? It's like you can't even really like, once you've figured out, okay, wait a minute, what did he do? How did he, okay, you're on to the next thing. It's just constant. That is so neat. Wow. Just wow. You read about that grocery man that got heartburn or whatever. Then I got sick. That was strange. What? That's crazy. The experience from Jay's chat made me a quick draw with those bots. Oh, I know. Gumby was always a favorite of yours. I hate it when people mod real life, skipping levels like a jerk. Well, I mean, And yeah, Bucho, that match thing is awesome. Now, this is one of those that I'm pretty sure, a lot of people have seen. But man, it makes me laugh every time I see it, so...
Shoot. Watch out for the puddle. Oh, gosh. Ow. Oh, my God. Ah, why won't it stop? Three, two, one. Oh my gosh. Shoot. Hi, doggy. Hi, the big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They're all locked. Oh my. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh. You're laughing that hard because these are awesome. GameCube Galaxy is here as well. Welcome. Yes. Yeah, we were just talking about you. Well, kind of. We were talking about the con, and then I got to meet you, and I thought that was cool. But yeah, that was. Have you seen this, everybody? Hey, man. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here now. Have you seen this? Yeah. I need you to tell the fart story on the next episode. I purposely didn't tell that story because I feel like it's not my story. It's your story, It's your story. How many women do you think he's picked up with that tactic? I don't know. The one where he spins around. It's pretty like, whoa. That's some next level stuff right there. Smooth, Just saying. The locked out of the I know. It was awesome. I don't know who this guy is. My 9-year-old son just watched this. I think it will stop laughing by Christmas. Just some of the comments are funny. Man, I'm 40 and I have to pull myself together. I have work tomorrow. Yeah. Why won't it stop? That one was funny too. I like that one. I would think it's like nobody's posted like who the guy actually is, because I think I've seen that on YouTube before, which might get me in trouble actually. I didn't think about that. Huh. No harm meant or anything. I'm trying to give you credit, just nobody's posted it. Hey, just saying. I got to change up my tactics apparently. Sorry, I just caught this being live and felt like I jumped in at the right time with that fart prank. It's have you seen this, and have you seen this, you just never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get funny stuff, sometimes you get little cute stuff, sometimes you get awesome stuff, So, yeah. I just dropped a fart video in the videos to watch in Discord. You might get a kick out of it. Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right, cool. I will check it out after the stream. Actually, after I get back from the stupid store. Billy sharted his pants on a stuff people sent us video. I mean, I wouldn't with as much as they fart, that doesn't surprise me. Shardy McFly. Gonna end up like Preston on Jackass Forever and shit your pants. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. That one cracked me up, and I've seen it before. That's the thing. I'd seen it before. So he had to leave the video early and leave Jay by himself. Okay. If you've got a clip of that or a link to it, I'd love to see that. I think that'd be funny. So, let's get into the news, shall we? Didn't know this was a thing. Now, I know that Hulu, there's an Alien series being worked on. And Caesar, welcome Caesar. Good to see you. You'll find the video later and put it in the Discord. Awesome. Good to see you, Caesar, though. Good to see you. But there is now an Alien movie happening. Kaylee Spiney in talks to battle xenomorphs for director Fade Alvarez. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, this is what happened. According to sources, Alvarez is a rabid fan of the franchise and casually pitched a take to Ridley Scott, many years ago. The idea remained implanted in Scott's brain until late last year when he called Alvarez out of the blue and asked him if he was still up for it. Alvarez didn't have to be asked twice. 20th Century picked up the project purely off the strength of Fade's pitch, said division president Steve Asbell. It was just a really good story with a bunch of characters you haven't seen before. So yeah, this is one of those where it's like, it could be anything, right? It could be terrible. It could be awesome. We've had both in the Alien franchise, honestly. But Kaylee has been in The Craft Legacy, Bad Times at the El Royale, Pacific Rim Uprising, and I think, what was the other movie that I saw? Because I didn't know who she was. I had to look her up. I can't remember. But hey, look, she's going to be playing Priscilla Presley in a movie about her. I guess the Elvis movie wasn't enough. They're doing another movie. But anyway, yeah, so that's a thing. So I'm excited about that one. Now, this one is kind of in addition to something that we had talked about last week, or the week before, whenever it was. Anyway, Warner's David Zaslav speaks on multi-universe characters in DC films, says it will be unified. Now, we've talked about the idea that we've got James Gunn and Peter Safran now the heads of the new DC studios. So basically, they're moving forward with a unified vision. This is what he said. I think over the next few years, you're going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There's not going to be 4 Batmans. And so part of our strategy is to drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter are going to do. I think they've thrilled the fans. I think they're going to thrill you over a period of time. So, the interesting thing that he says is there's not going to be 4 Batmans, which means there's not going to be this version of, like, say, Robert Pattinson's the Batman going on over here, Ben Affleck's doing his thing over here, Michael Keaton's doing something over here, and then whatever. They're not doing 4 different ones. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to do 3 or 2. Personally, if I had my way, I would say that yeah, you're going to do something where, Michael Keaton comes back because of the multiverse type thing that they're working on. if that even happens. I mean, gosh, at this point, is Flashpoint even coming out? That's what I want to know, because I hear the movie's great and I want to see it. But the idea that we could have multiple Batmen from different, I mean, in a way, it still seems to be one of those things where Marvel and DC keep following each other, and I want a unified vision, right? And that's what we're supposed to be getting. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I really like Pattinson's take on Batman, but I also really like Ben Affleck's take on it. So we'll see. Batfleck looks hilarious in that pic next to the other two. I mean, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But yeah, I would love it. I would love it if they could continue. I just feel like they're in a spot right now where there's too many different things going on, and they need to figure it out. Everybody get on the same page. And the idea that James Gunn and Peter Safran are supposed to be doing that is great news. So yeah, I have no hope for any sequels or remakes right now except Fast X, because those movies are amazing. Okay, I mean, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean that you can't have your thing, right? We all have our thing, right? I like movies with, I don't know. I was gonna say something like snarky, but the fact is, look, there's probably movies that I like that a lot of people look at and go, Rob, that movie's like dog shit, right? You know that, right? And I'm like, yes, but I love them. Like most of these martial arts movies that I've been watching, they gotta say, some of them are bad. They're not good. But guess what? I love them. So there you go. Michael Keaton for the win. Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, you don't want to start or restart a franchise with an aging actor. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like he's a melted wax version. Yeah, it's definitely not exactly Photoshop the best there. But hey, what are you gonna do? I will not love Monster Hunter the movie. I guarantee you. That's just not a movie for me. Just not. I almost had tea come out my nose. You probably would have loved that. Now, for Ted Millich, I might just message Ted later or something, because this is the kind of news that I think he would be really on board for. And Bucho, you're gonna love this. If you don't know this about this already, you're gonna be excited. Okay, you're gonna be excited. And I don't know why my voice just got so low, but there you go. I'm sorry, Monster Hunter is not on the list of things that I want to watch. It's just not. Mila Jovovich had her time. It's just not my thing. But anyway, here's the news. Bam. RRR sequel. Director S.S. Rajamouli confirms that a follow-up to the Indian action film is in development. Look, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is what he says. My father is the story writer for all my films. We discussed a bit about RRR2, and he's working on the story. N.T. Ramarao Jr., NTR Jr., says, I've used the word franchise hoping that there would be another world of RRR again. Sometimes if you just hope and you say a few words hoping it would happen, it will happen. It's just a way of positive thinking, wanting for more. Look, if you haven't seen RRR yet, get on it. It's on Netflix. If you can watch it in Telugu, the original language, that would be great. If you watch it dubbed in English, I don't blame you, but I'm telling you, RRR is fantastic. It's just a great movie. When you watch Monster Hunter, I will watch RRR. Interesting. I really need to stop saying that because that's Jay's thing. That's not my thing. It's not. It's not my thing. I also need to watch Waking Life. Still haven't watched that. But then again, it's only been a week and I've been very busy. What's your favorite RRR song? I don't know if I have a favorite RRR song. Knights of Old and Babylon Berlin. I started watching that, by the way. But unfortunately, I was sick and I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, okay, I'm into this, but I can't do the reading. I can't right now. So I will go back to it. Trust me, Knights of Old. I thought of you. Oh, I mean, I know it's been a week. I mean, it's a week since I looked it up. Man, you guys. You know I love that, right? You know I love that you guys are so freaking like excited for me to watch a show or whatever because it makes me excited. Oh, the production values are insane. It's insane. I was like, dude, I'm really into this, but I am so tired. I just couldn't do it. Okay, so Monster Hunter is not available to stream for free. But that's weird. I'm going to look something up. Here's what I was looking at. But look at that. It has a stream and a buy. It doesn't have a rent. Monster Hunter movie. Okay. That's so strange. That's pretty rare. It's pretty rare these days to have a movie that you can't rent. I wonder why. That'll be the one to see on the big screen with as many Indians in the audience as possible. Oh my God, Bucho, are you kidding me? I would love it. I would love to have seen RRR in the theater, but it wasn't showing anywhere. And the Kentara, the only reason I saw it is because somebody had said, "Hey, this is playing in theaters now. It just came out. You should look it up." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. I'll give it a shot." And what do you know? There was one. I mean, it was kind of a bummer that I had to drive about 30 minutes to go see it, but hey, I got to watch it. And it did really, I mean, you guys saw it. That thing did crazy, like crazy numbers on my channel. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth it. But yeah, and that's the weird thing, man. I've said this before. I don't want to be, I love movies of all genres, of all, I don't care. I'll watch anything. But the one thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to be that guy that I'm going to subscribe to this guy because he's going to do nothing but these kind of movies. And I don't want to do just Indian movies. I don't want to do just Netflix stuff. I don't want to do theatrical movies only. I want to be able to do series and whatever, whatever that I can just, whatever. I want to watch stuff and review it and talk about it, And I get the feeling that sometimes I feel like people, I mean, I showed you my subscriber count is getting ridiculous. And I'm afraid that I'm going to disappoint a lot of those people because I'm not reviewing Indian movies all the time. It's not on Prime, no. Documentaries. I love documentaries. I love everything. I mean, if it's something that you can sit down and watch, I'm down. There are going to be ones that I gravitate toward more often. I like my sci-fi. I like some fantasy. I like my dramas. Not huge on comedies typically because I feel like comedy is, man, it's hard to do right, And there are some that do it right, but they have a stupid deal with Stars. Yep, it's on Stars. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I could do the whole free thing with Stars. I mean, but hey, we'll figure it out. But look, I have a crazy freaking list right now of things to watch. Worry about the path you take, not the observers. I mean, yes, absolutely. But at the same time, I feel like in a way, I don't want to disappoint people, you know? And I feel like a lot of those people that have subbed to me, I mean, I don't remember can I look at that here? I think I can. Yeah. Go into analytics for that review in particular, Kantara, right? It's got 118,000 views, which is the biggest, absolutely the biggest. It came out on, I put it out on October 21st. So it's almost a month old. 118,000 views. That's ridiculous for me. Ridiculous. I got 800 subscribers off of that one video. That's stupid. That is like stupid crazy. And the thing is, I don't want to disappoint those people that think, oh yeah, he's just going to review Indian movies, all the time. I can't do that. I can't do it. If I'm made to do a certain thing, I'm going to get burned out. And I don't want to get burned out. I'm really enjoying watching these Indian movies. And I don't want it to be that thing where I'm just constantly watching stuff that other people want me to watch. You know what I mean? So I have to throw in stuff that I want to watch. You know what I mean? That's why I'm watching some martial arts films. Probably never review them, but I want to talk about them every now and then. We'll talk about them on here. If I get, in fact, this one actually might be something that I can review on the channel because it's a brand new release. But most of the stuff that I buy for me, nobody cares about it but me, So, I don't know. You got to make sure you're having fun and doing what you love. That's what it's about. And I almost feel like I want to do a separate video and say, hey, Indian people, watch this video because I'm going to explain what this channel's about. Because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I had people tell me, there are some comments in there that are like, hey, look at this guy, another white dude, reviewing Indian movies because they get views. And I'm like, okay, dude, first off, that's amazing that you're here and amazing that you're commenting, but you're assuming a lot about me. I don't give a crap about the views. I don't care about, I don't need to be the biggest YouTuber on the planet. I'm doing stuff that I enjoy and I'm sharing it with people that, that want to hear it. And if you don't like it, go away. That's basically how I look at it. I'm not trying to please anyone, but I also don't want them to get the wrong idea. And I'm talking about Indian viewers by saying, well, you've been reviewing all these movies. Why haven't you reviewed one in a while? Well, because I don't want to get burned out. I don't know. And it's the same with the fan edits. The fan edits, man, God, it got to where it was like, I can't find anything. It's gotta hit those certain buttons. And I also don't want to be super critical of people when I can tell they don't have the editing skills. There are a couple of videos that there are a couple of fan edits that I've never did videos on. Simply because I couldn't find a way to be positive about it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to come out, do this video and shit on people's work. It's just not what I'm about. And it's funny. Yoshi said the same thing this weekend. He said, the more that I do, the more that I work on, dude's worked on some amazing stuff, right? He worked on Obi-Wan. He worked on Hawkeye. He worked on Rise of Skywalker. He worked on The Mandalorian. He's working on Invincible now. The thing about him is he said, the more that I work on this stuff, the harder it is for me to be critical of others. because I know that even some of the worst, some of the movies that just don't connect with anybody, the people that worked on The Rise of Skywalker, for example, the people that worked on Rise of Skywalker, they freaking put in work and they put their passion, their heart on their sleeve. And for me to come out and say, well, this movie sucks, you know, it's hard for me to do that. So with fan edits, it's really, really tough. It's got to be something that's really like, okay, I can be super positive about this, you know? And then I've had people reach out and say, hey, review my thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. I need a video, next week. But then I watch it and I'm like, oh man, wow, I don't want to be that guy. So I don't know. Basically, I'm saying that I just want to do my thing, you know? And I don't, I didn't, I didn't do fan edit reviews to get the attention of the fan editors, but I've had some of them comment and they say, man, thanks a lot for doing this. Nobody's doing that. And I think it's cool. It's cool. The problem is, like I said, it's hard for me to do that. And the thing is, you know, it doesn't matter. And this is something I've figured out real quick on this channel. It doesn't matter how hard you work on something. If people don't like it, they don't like it. And the problem is I've put some work into videos that didn't do anything. And it sucks. Now, I've been very, very lucky that people don't come to my channel and go, man, you suck, or man, I really, whatever. They don't do that here. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I come off as a nice guy. I don't know what it is. I don't usually get that kind of stuff. But I also don't want people to be upset, I don't know these people, but I don't want them to be upset. I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to pull one over on you. That's why I have a hard time coming up with these titles that some might call clickbaity, like today's my Andor review. I said, what did I say? Said this show is boring, like in caps. And what I'm doing is I'm responding to a specific piece of criticism that I've heard about Andor. But I don't want people thinking, oh, he's just being clickbaity. Meh, meh, meh. I hate that stuff. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. But it helps. It helps the video typically. I don't know. Am I just talking? I'm just talking. Sorry. If you're doing what you love, people will follow because they love it too. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. Like I've said it before, there are a couple of people that I watch every review they do. And it's not because I may not even care about the movie that they're reviewing, but I enjoy them and I enjoy hearing their criticism, even if it's a movie I'll probably never watch. I would say do a review on the martial arts movies. That'd be cool, but that's just me. Right. And I don't want to not do a review on something. Like I guarantee you, man, my Ridley Scott movie reviews, they don't do crap on this channel. They never do well. But I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm doing them because I started it and I wanted to watch every Ridley Scott movie. So that's what I'm doing. Now, it's been a while, but anyway, I'll come back to that. I'll just have to, I'll put this in front of me to remind me this. Okay. You can make a channel trailer. Yes, I probably should do that. Haven't done it yet. Don't shit on my Thomas the Panzer Tank edit, bro. I only watched a few Indian movies as far as I know. Yeah, see, I've only watched the ones that you've seen reviews for on this channel. That's all I've watched. Does Marvel Immortals count as a Bollywood movie? No. Talking about martial arts, last night I rewatched the original 40 minutes of footage for Game of Death. I have watched that as well. It's good stuff. What are your favorite genre plus eras of film, i.e. 90s sci-fi, 70s westerns? That's a great question. Man, that is tough. That's tough. I mean, Dave, you don't know me as well as some of these guys in here, but for me, I mean, as you can see, I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and these are all Tolkien books. Okay, so I'm big on fantasy, and I'm big on sci-fi, but I love a lot of movies, like a lot of different movies. Um, it's really tough because in my personal, it's kind of funny. Quentin Tarantino did an interview recently where he said that the '80s were uh, a bad decade for filmmaking, and so is like today. It's Today is giving the '80s a run for its money, and I'm like, dude, I thought the '80s were awesome. The '80s gave us a ton of great movies, a ton of really, really classic, amazing movies. I mean, my first memory, like literally when I came online, was Empire Strikes Back. Those freaking probe droids coming out of the Star Destroyer at the beginning, going past the camera and then going down to Hoth, and then the helicopter shot going down, and you see Luke on the Tauntaun. Man, that's my first memory. So yeah, you might say that I was primed to love Star Wars my entire life. And I defend Star Wars where a lot of people don't. Even when Disney has done stuff where I think is kind of like crappy, I still love Star Wars. You can't get that out of me. Um, I love it. Um, but that's tough. I really uh I love 80s sci-fi, man. But the good ones, you know? You know what I'm talking about. There's some bad ones in there. But like uh I love Ridley Scott. Pretty much, I mean, even in the worst Ridley Scott movie, there's some amazing stuff that guy does. Um I don't typically look at in decades, you know, because it's so tough. It's like Ridley Scott had a weird last half of the 80s, but then in the 90s came back strong. And that's kind of how I look at it. I look at it by director, you know? Like Ridley Scott's probably my favorite director. I think that Steven Spielberg may be the objectively the best director of all time. But Ridley Scott's my favorite, you know? So that's kind of how I think of it, you know? I love the Star Wars movies. I love the Indiana Jones movies, Gremlins, Goonies, Ghostbusters. The 80s were an amazing time to be a kid, growing up. E.T. Um, all of those movies were just insane. The Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, Jim Henson's stuff. I mean, anything Jim Henson's done. Even the Muppet movies are great. Have humor and that's the one thing that I think about the 80s. You look at the way that children's programming or children's movies are today. A lot of them pander to children and almost talk down to children. And I never got that feeling from the 80s. From the 80s, it was like it made you, it didn't talk down to you, didn't pander. Adults, plenty of adults loved those movies too. So it's a weird thing. I love the action movies, Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens. Well, James Cameron's another one of those amazing directors, right? It's tough. Yeah, see, 70s Japanese horror, can't stand it. Can't. I watched House, and that was like a ugh, ugh, terrible movie. I don't like cheesy horror. I've never been a big cheesy horror guy. I've never been a fan of slasher films. I like horror movies that make you think and give you the heebie-jeebies, you know what I mean? I like sci-fi movies that make you think. Basically, I like movies that make you think. And sometimes it's fun to just turn on a movie. Like, for me, martial arts films from the 60s and 70s, Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest, those kinds of movies. You just turn them on and you go, okay, I'm not thinking for the next hour and a half because these movies are stupid. Or maybe not even stupid. They're just so damn out there that you can just sit there and enjoy it. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. And I'm way behind now because I've been talking for 10 minutes straight. Great question, though. Even me as an Indian, I won't go to every movie. I would select just a few films to watch. Next month, Avatar will be in cinemas. I am so excited for Avatar. I know there's a lot of people that aren't. I know a lot of people look at that first movie and they go, it's just this, Dance of the Wolves and they're blue people. Okay. You know, The Matrix is just Ghost in the Shell, you know, a total mixture of a bunch of different movies. Star Wars is a mixture of a bunch of different movies, but it's all the way it's presented. And I think Avatar was amazing. So yeah. 90s sci-fi and 60s, 70s westerns, cowboys and aliens. Yeah. I actually like parts of that movie. It's not a great movie, but what are some genre eras that you feel are really good but kind of overlooked or disrespected by the masses today? The one thing that I feel like the one genre that I would like to see more of and more serious, big budget, like westerns. I like westerns. Westerns in a lot of ways are the US version of samurai movies. You know, I wish they made more samurai movies, but they don't. But that's really what the westerns are. They're taking a lot of those ideas. I mean, Magnificent Seven is literally a remake of Seven Samurai, you know, but a western instead of a. And that's what was so cool about Star Wars too, is that it's a mixture of, you know, samurai movies, regular western, and sci-fi. That's crazy and cool. I love it. So, hentai. Caleb, you need some Jesus, you know? I will never not love Star Wars. I may not know as much about it as other people, but I still love it. Yeah, and that's not a prerequisite. Gosh, I couldn't get that out. There are so many different genres within Star Wars, and I think that's why Andor is such a big deal for me, is because it's a genre of Star Wars we've never seen before and done in a way that's never been seen, which is really, really cool. And I love that about Andor. I still would love to see, which I thought we were going to get. I thought the Book of Boba Fett was going to be, you know, Goodfellas in, you know, on Tatooine or what, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be about crime. I thought it was going to be about not, oh, I need to find myself and go out in the desert with the Tusken Raiders, which was all cool, but then it got goofy and stupid. I don't know. I'm a pre-Disney fan. Yeah, and look, and I get that too. Hell yeah, 80s sci-fi. I feel like I've only seen the mega blockbuster Arnold stuff, Blade Runner, Alien. Yeah. But see, the thing is there's a lot of cheesy stuff in the 80s, you know? I can't. Yeah, see, there's Billy right there. I'm all about those cheesy B movies. I can't. I can't. It's just not my thing. And yeah, I would say for Billy, he likes those the creature features, you know, which I'm cool with. They're just not my favorite. Eraser, The Sixth Day, 80s horror and 70s Japanese horror. Yeah, Japanese horror. Ugh. The style of cinema in the 80s has aged so well. Well, I mean, I think it's, you know, I think you have to look at that as in a lot of ways. That Spielberg influence is all over the 80s. Poltergeist. Oh my God. See, those are the kinds of horror movies I like. You know, the ones that God, The Exorcist. I don't know. Terminator 3 is a horrible Terminator movie, but it's such a great action movie. Yeah. I mean, I actually like part of that. I actually like parts of all of them, even the bad ones. You know what I mean? Have I seen Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities yet? No, but it is on the list because it looks interesting to me. I probably should watch that and review it, like, immediately. Blind Beast from Arrow is on sale, by the way. It's good and psychological, but very disturbing. But see, going back to the Cabinet of Curiosities, that's exactly the kind of thing that I typically like. I love anthology type series because you can always find a couple that, even if for the most part, like Love, Death, and Robots, which Yoshi worked on season 1. Holy crap. What hasn't Yoshi worked on is now is going to be the question going forward. But anyway, uh there's been however many seasons of that, and there's something I enjoy in every single one of them. I don't enjoy all of them, but there are things in each one of them that I really really like. And I love anthologies. It's just fun. It's just like the Star Wars Visions. It's all anime, but there's different kinds of stories being told there, and it's awesome. I really love it, and I can't wait for another one. Hyperbole. Yes, I can wait, and I will wait, but I'm excited to see another. The Bible don't say I can't like tentacle anti. I mean, I'm pretty sure those words are not in there, but just saying. It's wow. I thought for a very long time that I wouldn't like Westerns until I saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That made me realize that there are probably dozens I would like. Yeah, I like all of uh I haven't watched a Sergio Leone movie that I haven't liked. Once Upon a Time in the West, Henry Fonda playing a bad guy. Um but yeah, the Clint Eastwood movies, I love a lot of those. Even some of the ones that he did where he was directing, some of those are pretty good, some of them aren't. I like Pale Rider, I like Unforgiven. So yeah, I enjoyed Boba Fett. Really wish it was more of a prequel, like how he became such a feared bounty hunter. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things they could have done. I like Buckaroo Banzai. You consider that cheesy or no? It's kind of a unique one. I remember that was big in the mid 80s. Isn't that Peter Weller? Yeah, I don't I remember trying to watch it and not understanding what was going on. So I never went back to that one. But it's one that I've always wanted to watch. Buckaroo. It is Peter Weller, right? I am right. Yes. It is available on Hoopla, Tubi, Canopy, Sling, and Pluto TV. Yeah. Boba was way too nice. It should have kept him villainous. If you like movies that make you think, the movie that inspired Blair Witch is coming out for the first time on Blu-ray. It's called Ghost Watch. Okay. Kevin Flynn from Tron was Neo before Neo. I mean, you're not wrong. Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, Two Mules for Sister Sarah, High Plains Drifter, Hang 'em High, Outlaw Josie Wales, They Call Me Trinity, Trinity is Still My Name. I haven't seen a few of those, but that's a pretty good list. Tron was basically a retelling of Lord of the Rings in a computer. And I don't remember who was saying it. There was there's very few actual unique ideas, and most movies are just a mixture of the two. It's just like romantic comedies and buddy cop movies are literally the same movie. You have two people can't stand each other, they come together, they do a thing, and then one of them pisses off the other and they go off mad, and then at the end they come together, and you know what I mean? If you really look at it, it's very similar. And I'm not saying that Murtaugh wanted to get down with Riggs. I'm just saying they're very similar. Henry Fonda versus Charles Bronson is just gold, right? And that crazy Greek, welcome. How's it going? I'm actually starting to wrap up here. Oh, never realized buddy cop movies are chick flicks for guys. I mean, really, they are. If you really think about it, think about the way that the movies flow. They flow the exact same way. Almost the exact same way. There's usually a misunderstanding. They go their separate ways for a while. They realize, oh, we're not as good as when we're together, and they get back together, and then, you know, they either get married or they go kill the bad guy. And what's funny is that, you know, shows like, or movies like Night and Day play off of that whole idea. So it's a romantic comedy and a buddy cop movie altogether. Though it's really the same movie. I don't know. Ready to be off work so I can play some games. Oh boy. I don't know. So, really the only thing that I had left was to bring up something that I believe Caleb brought up in the chat over on Discord. And that was that the first 2 episodes of Andor heading to ABC, FX, Freeform, and Hulu over the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, the article that Caleb posts is quite negative, and they are pointing at the Nielsen ratings and things like that. The Nielsen ratings are good, but they're also not exactly representative of how a show's doing all the time. And what did they call them? That Star Wars was a dead brand? Come on. Star Wars was dead in the late 80s. I don't think you can call Star Wars dead now, where there are multiple series. And Ted Millich, welcome. Hey, Ted, look at this real quick. Go over this real quick with you. A sequel to RRR is being worked on. Yay! But anyway, this whole idea of it being a dead brand, I don't get it. Oh, you did see it. Okay, good, Ted. Good. That's why I was excited. I was excited about RRR. The whole idea that you know, I get what the article was trying to say. The article is trying to say, look, Kevin Sims, welcome. I think Andor is seriously the best Star Wars since the original trilogy. And I love the prequels. I'm one of the prequel apologists, okay? Attack of the Clones is not very good. But overall, I love the story. The Clone Wars is amazing. The series is amazing and makes those movies even better. The context that it gives those other movies is fantastic. Unparalleled, you might say, in Star Wars storytelling. I don't know. I don't think it's mediocre myself. Kevin. I'm just kidding. I mean, look, everybody has their opinion. I thought Book of Boba Fett, mediocre. Obi-Wan, mediocre. Which is really disappointing since those are 2 of my favorite characters. In fact, I can even say that some of The Mandalorian isn't as good. And this is coming from somebody who was really, really excited every week to watch The Mandalorian. And I just kept I felt like there was something wrong. I was still being entertained, but I felt like there was something wrong. Andor, I don't get that feeling. I don't get any of those feelings. I feel like I'm watching something I've never seen before. And this is amazing. It's Star Wars, but this is great. So, there you go. Anyway. We can go past that now. The Santa Claus show yet? No, I have not seen that yet. In fact, one of the things that I learned about today is for those of you who is this going to come up? For those of you who liked the show, oh no, I can't do that. For those of you who like the show Dark, their new series from the makers of Dark is $18.99. That starts tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. What was that? Oh. I think Star Wars isn't dead as a dead brand as a whole. I think it's a dead brand as certain individuals. Like I honestly won't watch or play anything else Star Wars after Obi-Wan. See, I don't understand that thinking. I just don't. You know, Jedi Fallen Order. What did that? Do you think that was bad? Gaming wise, I think Star Wars has been doing fine. And but there's that certain ideal or that certain logic that says I've been burned too many times, but I don't know. I just think Andor is awesome. Hell yeah! How many episodes drop tomorrow? I'm not sure. I think all of them. I don't think. In fact, here, let me pull this up. It should say. Yeah, it's a series premiere November 17th, so probably tonight it'll come on. Where's the one season? It says they all dropped today. 8 episodes. Wow, 844 reviews for episode 1, 9.8. That's always the way it is when early, but I don't know. Look, you don't like Star Wars, you don't like Star Wars. I'll just say this. I will probably be watching Star Wars stuff till the day I die. Even the ones that I'm not huge on, you know? Like, I watched Obi-Wan, and yeah, overall, I thought it was mediocre. I didn't think it was that great. I still enjoyed parts of it. There are things about that show that I really enjoyed. And there are some that I was just kind of like, man, you know? And I think that's part of it, you know? Is just, doesn't all have to be like the best thing ever. I wish it was better. There you go. I rank the movies of number 1, Empire, number 2, New Hope, number 3, Return of the Jedi, number 4, Rogue One. I'll tell you this. To me, Rogue One as a movie is really far down on my list of all the movies. But here's the thing. Even some of the worst Star Wars movies are better than a lot of movies out there for me. I just think they're better. But at the same time, I get it when some people love Rogue One. I understand why. It's just not for me. You know, Rogue One is a movie that it's kind of funny because Rogue One sometimes feels like the guy that's, I mean, I've talked about this before, but the whole Elwyn, hey, remember this? Remember this reference? And Andor isn't that at all. Andor is not holding your hand. It's saying, hey, I know the show is called Andor, but let's talk about this guy. Who is this guy? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, but who is it? No, we're going to find out. And it's like, it's funny. I said something in my review today that I put up the review and then I was watching Robert Meyer Burnett over on John Campea. He said almost the exact same thing, but so much smarter than I did. I said, you know, we've got TikTok, we've got, you know, YouTube Shorts, we've got all these things that they're like, you know, just telling these quick little things or whatever. And he said, a lot of people right now are disappointed with Andor because there's no instant gratification. And I'm like, yes, that's what I said, but man, it was so much better. That's why you're Robert Meyer Burnett and I'm this guy. Just saying. I really enjoyed that. I have no interest in anything after the Disney buy. It's just not the same to me. I can understand that too. I totally get it. But, I mean, think about this. Star Trek went through the same thing. Okay? Star Trek has gone through the same exact thing. And there are going to be people, the hardcore Star Trek fans, that will tell you that they don't care about anything after Roddenberry. But there's a lot of people that say, yeah, but did you see this? This whole thing was amazing. And I mean, basically insert the name of the show there, whether it's Deep Space Nine, Voyager, any of them. There's people that love that shit, you know? So it's, I don't know. But that's okay, you know? If it's not for you anymore, you can move on to your Monster Hunter and your, you know, hentai or whatever you're watching. Just kidding. Kidding, Caleb. IPs get bought and sold all the time. It's the creators that make it good, not the owners. Well, that's true. Sometimes. Like, to me, Lucas, there's a lot of people that have said that they, I don't know, the idea of the sequel trilogy being about the midi-chlorians, I don't think, I mean, all the people that say, well, man, Lucas should have never sold it. Yeah, but I don't think those movies would have done well. That sounds crazy. Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix. That was very interesting. What's that? I think you just expect more and more and tend to be more judgmental on. No, and I get that. I actually like the first two of the new Star Trek movies. Beyond was terrible. See, that's what's funny. A lot of people checked out that said Into Darkness was the one that made them bad. I actually thought Beyond felt like a pretty good, like a Star Trek episode. I thought Into Darkness was good, but it really jumped the shark for me. And it was also kind of irritating that everybody was like, no, he's not Khan. Are you serious? Benedict Cumberbatch is Khan? That doesn't make any sense. And then comes out and he's Khan. And it's like, okay. Yeah, the owners can mess it up pretty bad. Pretty damn bad, though. Ever heard of EA? Yeah. Not y'all. That Crazy Greek, you're already gone? Okay, sorry. I didn't see that. Just a setup for season 2 for Andor? I mean, possibly, but I have been... I'll tell you this. Even though they kind of broke the mold there with the 3 episodes thing, I have been very, very satisfied with this show. I don't feel like they've done a misstep yet. Now, I can agree that those first 3 episodes were a little on the slow side. But I'm also, it's hard for me to judge some of that stuff because I'm a very patient man. I love characterization. And I love having the movement of all the different pieces in order to get to the point where things explode. I love that. But short media can be done great too, though, like the original no dialogue Eon Flux episodes. Those were fun. And no, I don't need any hentai recommendations, but thank you, Caleb. I appreciate I could feel the love there, but thank you. No, I'm good on hentai. At least Dead Space is coming back. Yeah. It really didn't need to, but I'm not against it. I'm stoked for Callisto Protocol. Yeah, that looks insane. It looks really, really good. But guys, I need to go. I have to get to the store because my wife is not happy that there's nothing to eat in this house. Oh, really quick. Did I like the new Lord of the Rings shows? If you're talking to me, not really. There's an entertainment value to be had there. It's just really, really hard. It's really, really hard for me to enjoy knowing a lot of this stuff. You know, the more you know about all this, the less enjoyable Rings of Power is because you're going, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. This happened. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, real quick, I want to tell you, we did a thing. My wife and I bought a new TV, an OLED. So I'm getting an OLED and I'm getting a 4K Blu-ray player. So I'm going to get to watch. Everybody's saying, all the reviews have basically said this is reference quality across the board. No question. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. LG C2. It's on sale at Best Buy. Got it. And it'll be ready on Friday. I'm so excited. What size? Unboxing. I don't know if I'll do an unboxing, but it's a 77-inch. I'm so excited. And it was actually my wife that told me. She said, "We're doing it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Which OLED? The C2. LG OLED C2. It was expensive. Honestly, what's funny is I looked up mine. The one that we have now. I looked up how much we paid for that. It's the same amount. So now, again, we buy a TV every 5 years. So yeah, it's a big one. But we also have a very spacious living room, and even because we have a 75-inch right now, and it looks small in there. I mean, it's big. It's definitely big, trust me. But it's also like, it's still, if I had my way, we'd get a projector, 130, 140 inches. That's what I want. To me, you can't have a screen big enough. There's no screen big enough for me. So yeah, I'm very excited. We'll get that Friday, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. So this is our Christmas present, basically, and since it's on sale, yeah, and it's. I mean, look, it's not cheap, but it's really, honestly, it's not terrible. I mean, I guess it all depends on where you are in life. But for me, we've spent around this price every time for the last 20 years, basically. That doesn't sound right. About 10 years. I remember my 50, was it a 50-inch Mitsubishi? That was the first big purchase that we made. 50-inch rear projection Mitsubishi was $3,000, and every one that we've gotten after that has been cheaper than that. So, and again, every 5 years or so. So, for the amount of stuff that this guy watches, it's worth it. We get your money's worth out of it. So, I mean, God, my Mac was more. So, it's a thing. But anyway, I'm not saying it to make anybody feel bad or make anybody feel. Kaylin, what did you say? You said insecure. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. My last TV was a 40-inch Sony Bravia in 2006. Still works. Yeah. See, for me, I want OLED. Ever since I saw OLED, I'm like, God, I want one. Yeah, not too bad, right, Kevin? Not too bad at all. So rad to see you so pumped. Yeah, and again, the way that we typically do things is for Christmas is we'll get a bucket of money between the two of us, and we'll just go shopping together. You know, just buy stuff, whatever. This year, since it's been 5 years since we got the last TV, she was like, "It's time to get a new TV now. So, what do you want?" And I showed her. I'm like, and this was back when it was like close to $3,000. I think it was 2,800, 2,900, something like that. And she goes, "Well, let's wait a bit. Let's see." This was like 6 months ago that we had first had the conversation, but then I kept bringing it up, And I don't know. I don't think it's exactly cheap, but it's not exactly a 12,000. And no, Caleb is not made of that. I don't have a TV. I just watch everything on my phone. You son of a flip phone. And yeah, I'm pretty sure hentai would probably look pretty good on it. Nano Cell and OLED are just great. Yeah, my biggest problem with the Samsungs were that they don't support Dolby Vision. And that was why I'd said, okay, no more Samsung. LG, or Sony Dolby Vision. The problem is they just came out with a new Apple TV that supports HDR10 plus. So really you're just looking at features, right? And my biggest problem with my current TV is that the Sony continues to do this where not every HDMI port is the same. So if you have, say, a PS5, a Series X, and say an Apple TV that all put out 4K HDR, you can only have two inputs that will give you the full thing. The other two are going to be lesser than. And I hate that about Sony. So this LG was the one that I went with. So it's an LG C2. Very excited. Anyway, you want the wallpaper one? Oh man, I can't believe they still haven't come out with that. They were talking about the shade ones for years, and they still haven't done it. That's some jankiness. If you're talking about the Sony thing, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would say, yeah, you get four HDMI inputs, but only two of them will give you the full 4K 120 hertz. Yeah. Can 77 go on a wall? Yes, it can. My mount can do up to a 90. It's rated up to a 90, 150 pounds. So yeah. You should put some on there and see the colors and let me know how it turns out. What's crazy is Hisense even supports Dolby Vision. And yeah, it's literally the what do you call that? Competing standards, really. It's the same reason why we had the battle between HD DVD and Blu-ray. It was the same thing. It's the reason why Betamax and VHS. I mean, it's just like all of these things. It's like, why? Just everybody get on the same freaking page, please. It's probably lighter than some older, smaller LCD TVs from a few years back. It is. I'm surprised Microsoft doesn't make TVs, but I guess they don't have a need for it. Phones didn't work out well for Microsoft. No. And I mean, Apple even toyed with doing it. But they said, no, screw that. Why would we get into having to deal with displays and all that stuff? That's why they built a box. And it's awesome. You need a sound system with a new TV as well, or all in one. My system is this is around 2010. It's an older Denon. I can't remember the model number, but it's a 7.2 system. But I've only got it hooked up in 5.1 and it doesn't support any of the 4K standards. So the way that I have to hook mine up, this is a workaround if you have an older sound system. You can use the digital out on your TV and go directly in to your receiver and have your TV handle all the inputs. The problem is it doesn't have as many inputs as my receiver does. So in this case, I'm going to have the PS5, the Xbox, Switch, 4K Blu-ray player, and Apple TV. So only 4 inputs. So I've got to get I have a Switch box. So what I'll probably do is put that on I'm trying to think of what my wife uses the least. Because I want it to be, what do you call it? A hassle-free for her. But I'll have to figure that out. And I figured there would be a way to do it where no, there's no way. I'm going to have to do a Switch box. Because I was thinking the Switch doesn't support 4K, so I could hook that up to the receiver, but I'd still need an out to go to the TV, and that would still take up another input. So I might as well just do a Switch box. So it's kind of a bummer, but anyway. What a strange coincidence. LGC2 is a protocol droid on Felucia when I was partying there with Rancors. Yeah, don't forget making sure you got the right audio outs. Yes. The Series S is like Microsoft streaming box when you think about it. Yeah. And that's the thing. We got the I think I would have made different decisions. Just like, I mean, you get into the Android ecosystem. We got into the Apple ecosystem at a very early stage in our setting up things for the house and all that kind of stuff. So Apple was always, it's always Apple. And April can't stand Windows now. I can't stand Windows now. I don't like using it. I don't want to use it. It's a lot better than it used to be, but I still prefer Apple for everything. The problem is, yeah, if we had just not used iTunes, I mean, technically we could still do it with Movies Anywhere, because now with Movies Anywhere, all you have to do is get the app and you can watch it on everything. But I love my Apple TV, man. I just love the thing. Otherwise, I would probably just use my PS5 or Xbox. But yeah. Good evening. You probably covered the con on this weekend, but what was the highlight? I trust you had a great time. I did have a great time. Basically, it was the people. It was the people. It's all about the people. And that's what it is for me every time, because I'm not into collecting games and stuff, They don't sell the things there that I'm typically into. Now, every now and then you'll run across a retro guy that's doing a lot of different things, like action figures, and then movies. You'll have Blu-rays and stuff, and then it'll have laser discs, which I'm getting into. Just every now and then, if I see a movie that I really like and it's in good shape, I'll buy it. Just like I bought that Blade Runner. But for the most part, it was, for me, it's more about the people, meeting Kevin Sims, meeting Rich 88 out there, getting to meet GameCube Galaxy. It was awesome. And again, the Beer Chasers. I don't think I've ever seen him on this channel, but I've seen him over there on Jay's and Billy's. I had a great time with him, and man, what a generous guy. I mean, he bought pizzas for everybody. I don't know if they all got eaten, but I was like super thankful. He paid for my Uber. Basically, I was able to just let people buy things for me this weekend, and it's kind of sickening. I don't understand it, but I had a great time with the people. That's really how late my Kroger stay open? 1 a.m. So I really kind of need to go because I just don't like being out that late. I got Xbox Series X just because I prefer physical games compared to the Series S, which is all digital. I agree with you. I did the thing where you pay the monthly thing. So, yeah, there was one finally close. I don't know if you saw, Joe was in here earlier that ran the Really Rad Weekend. He's already got next year planned. So, did the boys have a movie screening? They did. It was just me and Jay. Billy couldn't make it. We did have a screening. We did a panel afterward, and Yoshi joined us on the panel. And what was cool is I was airdropping pictures from my phone to Joe's laptop. So it's a good thing about Mac, right? So we were able to look at some of those photos from behind this, all the behind the scenes stuff. It was really cool. Traded up for a Series X. Yeah, the Series X is nice. I really do like it. Like your Series S for when you go out of town or something. I honestly was thinking about buying a Series S for in here when I was still like actually streaming games. But then I got to the point where I'm like, dude, games are not. I think it would be irritating if I was a viewer. It would be irritating for me to, hey, we're going to play such and such game tonight. And I get 10 minutes into the game and I go, I don't like it. So I guess let's just talk for a while. You know what I mean? I think that would be really annoying. So I don't know. If I see you at the next Retropalooza, you can buy me something so you won't feel so bad. Thank you. Thank you, Ted. I would appreciate that. No, but the thing is they, Jay never lets me pay for anything. And then, people were just like buying now, I mean, again, people were buying some drinks Okay, at the Rad Bar, they were totally buying some drinks, and they were buying my waters, which is not a big deal. It's $1 here, $1 there, but still, it was kind of like, dude, I can pay for my own stuff. I can pay for all my own meals. I don't know. Did I miss it during AEW, or did we actually have a stream without sex bots? No, we got them. We had them. Sneezing hurting my taint. Yes. Okay, now we need to go. Already past time. Gotta go. But thank you so much, guys, for being here. I love doing this. You know, it's so much fun. I enjoy getting movie news together and talking about it with you all. It's so much fun. And wish me luck. I've never mounted a TV before, and I'm kind of scared, you know, because I got to take this one off, take the mount off, you know. And I think my dad's getting the old TV. I don't know. We have to figure that out. But thank you guys so much for being here. It means a lot. It just means so much, you know, that we can do this. How often do you stream? I want to tune in next time. I usually do streams Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which, since you're in Fort Walton Beach, I think you live there. It's 7 p.m. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. It was so much fun. Again, thank you to Dave and Joe from Really Rad Weekend. Man, I had a great time. And Rufus the Red, again, with another $5 donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Seriously. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Thank you again. And thanks for the time and conversation. Much appreciated. Thank you. Seriously, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I don't know what else to say other than y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Again, Wednesday. Thank you for sharing your life, Rufus. That's the one thing about you I notice. You really appreciate it. Thank you for that $5 right there. You really appreciate the stories from the heart. And you know what? I just don't know any other way to do it. It's just the way I do it. But you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.